your roof. It's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.
Exterior Home Solutions 2-minute drill on this Tuesday. Got to hear from a couple of all assistants, Jerry Mack and Brian Jean-Marie, and then a trio of alls. We'll start with Brian Jean-Marie, who really emphasized Tennessee's inability to communicate on defense and how that hurt them against the Tigers.
Yeah, a lot of people asking a lot of questions about, Tennessee's team speed and Elijah Herring and didn't look fast. And I mentioned in the chat, when you take false steps or you go the wrong direction, at times it makes you look slower. And Brian Jean-Marie, basically said today that they had a lot of communication errors that put them in bad leverage points, which means they were late getting somewhere, or they got caught up in a block because they were late getting there. And I think those pre-snap communication issues are something that Tennessee has to fix. And it's a challenge. You still got a lot of young players out there playing.
Yeah, like a Jordan Thomas who played a lot of run Saturday.
Well, he played from the first, T-Mac got hurt early, the first quarter. Yep. So he played the entire game. That's by far the most he's played. I'm sure that created some communication concerns and some issues there. And probably made it a little harder for the halftime adjustments because you're going fast there to do some things. So Tennessee's, got to clean some of that stuff up this week against the Georgia team. It's going to show you a lot of eye candy. They're going to throw it in the flat. They're going to throw it in the middle. They're going to use the tight end. They're going to stretch you sideline to sideline as well as vertically.
When you look on the offensive side of the ball, Tennessee's got to figure out how to run the football. They've not done that the last couple of years against Georgia. In fact, they've not done much offensively against Georgia as a whole.
Yeah, and it's because they haven't been able to run the football. They've had no balance, which has put them behind the sticks and has allowed Georgia to really tee off and come after Tennessee. This Georgia defense has given up more yards on the ground than other teams have, other Georgia teams have. They haven't been a great starting team, particularly on the road. Tennessee needs to get out fast, and they need to find some balance. I don't think Tennessee's going to run for 220 against Georgia, but they have to have some run game
They
success.
can't run for 45 or 60.
Exactly. Missouri ran the ball effectively in Athens, Georgia. Ole Miss put up a good number of yards. I think some of those were hollow yards late in that game. But Tennessee's got to find a way to have some effectiveness in their ground game if they're going to have a chance to make this the four-quarter fight everybody expects it to be.
But as Cooper said, if you're not going to manufacture your own juice and get excited for this game, then something's wrong.
Yeah, I'm not saying Tennessee is going to be there in the final drive in the fourth quarter. We'll see how the game plays out. Penalties, turnovers, all those things could be a factor in it. But going into this game, where Tennessee's at as a program, where they've been, you expect Tennessee to line up and show up and play. This should not feel like the trip to Oregon 6 or 7 years ago, where it was like, okay, this is going to be 75-2 or whatever.
And after the Josh Smith long catch there early, it was all Ducks.
So my point is, you're at home, you got your pride on the line, you should show up and be ready to play.
Cooper was asked if this was going to be his last Tennessee-Georgia game, and like you would expect, he said, "I'm not sure."
Well, and again, we've talked about it in the war room. There's 15 to 20 guys on this team to have big-time decisions to make. This coaching staff has some big-time decisions to make on some personnel on this team over the course of the next 8 weeks. The storyline for this team after Saturday moving forward is going to be a lot about who's coming back, who's not coming back, what do you need to go get in the portal, as well as how you finish out this recruiting class. And, Cooper's in that list of guys who has an opportunity to come back, and he's got a decision to make, and Tennessee's got some critical decision to make on some roster guys as well.
He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price for the Exterior Home Solutions 2-minute drill.